What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jarrett Rushing Fishing. And if this is your first time ever visiting this channel because of the title, welcome to the channel. I urge y'all to please go out, look at some of the content that we have out there. I've got fishing, I got baseball, got hunting, got all kind of good stuff. So make sure you go look at all the content. And again, welcome to the channel. If you are new, make sure that you do me a favor before we go any further and hit that sub and notification button. Tell your friends about the channel. And again, welcome. So if you clicked on this link, then I'm hoping that you have a general interest in how to become sponsored as an angler. Now, I do want to say this is angler because I have had people ask me how to become sponsored or get a team sponsored for baseball or some recreational or something other. But no, this is all about angling. So everything that I'm talking about is going to reflect fishing. So let's dive right in. I mean, that's all there is to it. Before we start, I do kind of want to give you a couple housekeeping. I am filming this live, so this is going to be one contiguous take. If we have a break in this for whatever reason, a vehicle comes by, a dog barks or whatever, hey, it is what it is. This is all live. But I want y'all to know I'm real, and I try to stay real with y'all. I don't want to go into some crazy editing and y'all wonder why I'm missing things. So first thing we have to do whenever we start talking about sponsorships, we have to draw that fine line. And really, it's not a fine line, it's a definitive line between being sponsored and being a pro staffer. There are two fine lines, or two definitive lines, excuse me, that will separate those two categories. If you're sponsored, then you are getting product or you are getting monetary compensation or something for an individual or a company to basically piggyback on your success or your good deeds or your community service and promote their product through you. Notice I said you are getting the product. If you are a pro staffer, then you are still having to pay for the product, but possibly at a discounted rate, and you have obligations in order to uphold your pro staffer position, such as X number of social media posts per month, or so many community service outreach deals wearing the logo or something to that effect. It is important to know the difference, because I have had people come up to me and ask how to get sponsored, but then we start talking, they say that they're sponsored by, and I'm just going to use this as an example, but like Zoom. Zoom is a huge bait company, a huge bait manufacturer, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, a weekend angler that fishes 5 BFL tournaments a year is not going to get sponsored by Zoom. Well, let me rephrase that. They could get sponsored by Zoom, but it would definitely raise eyebrows if they did. They'd want to know who they knew, what they knew, something like that. So if you are fresh to this industry, if you're fresh to this sport, and you're telling people that you're sponsored by Zoom, I can go ahead and tell you, chances are you're probably not. It's easy to spot these kind of people at the tournaments, the ones that get them mixed up. And I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to make enemies here. But the term that is thrown around quite a bit in the industry is patch pirates. Basically, they'll have a jersey with conflicting companies on their jersey, like a Nitro boat and a Bass Cat boat logo, or a G Loomis rod and a Lose Rod logo, or something to that effect. And that's when you can point those out pretty quick. Or the person that has a jersey with so many patches on their jersey that they're so small you can't even tell what they are. They're patch pirates is all it amounts to. They're probably not getting a lot of compensation whatsoever. What they're getting is discounts, and they are actually pro staff for that organization, or they're just using the logo. So I wanted to get that out of the way right off the bat. So how do you become sponsored? That's the reason you're here. It's a 3-point system, I guess, is the best way I can put it. The 3 things that I tell people. Number 1 is really simple, and it's clean up. Now, for some people, I am talking about physically. You know, if you've got scraggly beard all out to here, and, you know, you wear tattered clothing all the time, and you know, something like that. Yeah, physically you may need to, you know, just shape your beard or something like that. Or if you're a female and you have wired hair, sometimes you might need to fix your hair or do it in a ponytail or something like that. It looks more presentable. But from what I'm talking about, cleaning up means clean up your social medias and clean up the way that you act out in public. That's the big one. If you go to your social media and every other picture is you with tobacco product in your hand, alcoholic beverage in your hand, and every other status that you posted or whatever has some sort of swear word in it, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get sponsored. You will not. These people will go to your social media profiles and they will look over to see if you are representative of their company. So number one, clean up. Number two is kind of a 2-point system here, or two-part point, I guess. It's be outgoing and be nice. Now, I know that the second one, be nice, sounds crazy. I'm not telling you to change who you are. I'm not telling you to be somebody that you're not, but be nice. You never know who you may come across that may have a connection or may be associated with a company, so be nice to people. Be outgoing is the second part of that, and being outgoing means get out there and talk to these people. In today's times, we all have our cell phones, and it's so easy for us to shoot a text or send a private message or a Facebook message or an Instagram message or whatever to people and not talk to them face to face. But if you want an opportunity to be sponsored, I'm telling you right now, you need to get out in front of people. You need to talk to people. You need to volunteer. You need to volunteer time for community service outreach. You need to volunteer product. You need to volunteer things of your own in order to show them that they're backing a good cause, if that makes any sense. Again, being outgoing also means going to visit them. Now, I know in some instances it's hard to visit some companies or some businesses. I'll give you a prime example. I'm sponsored by Arky Lures, and it is hard for me to get up from where I live to Lowell, Arkansas on a weekly basis. But anytime that I'm around the Fayetteville area, which is several times a year, I make sure that I try to get by Arky, or at least reach out to the people and tell them I'm in town, try to see if they want to go eat dinner or something along those lines. I do my best to reach out to those folks. I go by and I talk to people individually, one-on-one. And you need to be able to do that too. If you're an introvert, somebody who doesn't like getting in front of people, doesn't like talking, doesn't like to shake hands or look people in the eye, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a hard time being sponsored. So that's the second part. Third part is really simple, and I'm going to tell you a backstory before we get to it. In 2018, I started back into competitive fishing. Actually, I started back in 16 again. I was a competitive fisherman through high school and through college, and I got out of it for a prolonged period of time. And whenever I got back in, the industry had changed. You know, everybody was backed by another company. People were throwing certain lures. People were throwing certain lines, and I want to know how to do that as well. Had no earthly idea because the industry had changed so much. So I sent the gentleman a message on Facebook, and I'm not going to call his name out, but I will tell you he was a professional fisherman and still is a professional fisherman, I guess. And I asked him point blank, said, how do you become sponsored? I've heard fishing resumes. Is there a template? You know, just general questions like that. Luckily, this gentleman took time out of his busy schedule to reply back. And he told me, he said, there's no template. He said, there's nothing special. He said, I'm going to tell you how to get it done. And he told me 2 words. And I thought he was being smart aleck until I realized later on down the line, you know, here it is 2025, 7 years down the line, he was telling the truth. But he told me, just win. That's all it is, just win. Now what that means is that you need to win something bigger than your local Thursday night jackpot. You need to win something bigger than your 15 boat club tournament. You need to step out and you need to win something that has valued meaning to the people that are going to be sponsoring you. They want to see you on an MLF or a TBF or a BASS or an MPFL. They want to see you on one of those stages. And there's a lot of grassroots ways to get into there, including, again, like I said, TBF is a good one, which is the Bass Federation. Bass Nation is a great one. It's a grassroots organization, and of course BFL. Take advantage of all of those that you can and try your best to win one. Now what that means is that you have to put the time in to be good enough to win one. You do. If you can win a couple, then people will start noticing you. People will actually reach out to you. I can assure you that. I can give you my word right now. As long as you've got the other two taken care of as well. You're outgoing and nice, and you have a clean social media and a clean look. That's all it is. There's nothing special. There's nothing special about it. I'm not trying to tell you to go out and do certain things. I'm not telling you to be inquisitive. I'm not telling you to do anything at all except clean yourself up and clean your socials up. Make sure that you're nice and outgoing, and you're talkative. You have good presentation skills. You have eyeball-to-eyeball contact. You're willing to shake a hand. And then last but not least is just win. If you can do all those, I promise you that you'll be sponsored. Now, two quick things here to wrap it up. The first thing is make sure that you are ready to be rejected. I know that's harsh and that stinks, and I apologize for being just blunt, but that's me. I'm real with y'all, and you are going to get rejected. You're going to send out requests to some people or some businesses, some organizations, and they're going to immediately turn you down. I've got one particular organization that I've reached out to 4 years in a row, and I've been rejected every year. But persistence is key, and one of these days it all might click. Be ready to be rejected. The last thing, and this is probably where I'm going to get a little bit of hot water, I guess. This goes for the sponsors. If you take money or product and you give it to an individual, and they are doing everything that they can possibly do to promote you, your business, your product, doing everything that they can possibly do, and they are having some form of success, and they're sharing it on their social profiles, or there's a newspaper article about them, or a blog or a forum off of some major website or something to that effect, share it. Use that to promote your business. Don't just give product and give money or whatever and then turn your back and go, well, we'll see you next year. It is your responsibility as a sponsor to back the person that you sponsored. And if your person is out there doing everything that they can possibly do in order to get your name out, they're representing themselves well, they're representing your company well, they're doing community service, community outreach, they're donating fishing trips, they're doing seminars, they've hosted fishing derbies, they've done everything they can possibly do while wearing your logo, you have to promote them as well. If you don't, then you have failed. It's just as simple as that. If you don't promote the people that you've sponsored, you have failed as a sponsor. Harsh truth and harsh reality, but it is what it is. So, again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, remember, be nice, be clean, and just win. That's all it amounts to. Be able to talk to people. Present. Be on YouTube. Be on Facebook, be on Instagram, have a good social media presence. Get out, do things, make sure people know your name. The sponsorships will come. Now, I'm an open book. If y'all have any questions about sponsorships and you want to drop them here on this video, do it. I will respond. Unlike a lot of the big names, and I'm not a big name by any means, but I check all of my own social medias. So if there's a response, it is genuinely me. I'm a very easy person to reach. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube. Again, you're watching the video. That's kind of stupid, but hey, you know what? Sometimes we got to laugh at ourselves. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at other people, right? But if you leave a comment, I promise you I'll try my best to reply. And, I wish you the best of luck. If I can help you in any way, especially a newcomer, somebody that's new on the scenes, please reach out. I will do my best to kind of give you some pointers, help you along the way, because I want to see you all and our industry, our sport, succeed. So, appreciate you all. Y'all take care. Like always, y'all keep chunking.